Dwinada. G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildcard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because you can see I am a very proud Welshman. I have decided today to show some support to my fellow countrymen and wear the great New South Wales Waratahs jersey. And yeah, everybody knows New South Wales is the best part of Wales. And yeah, so this weekend it'll be a nice little trip back home to Old Wales for the Wallabies and try to reclaim another win over the Welsh this weekend. Now, a lot of my guys might be saying, Wallabies and Wales have been playing too much in recent times. 4 games in 12 months. No, it's never enough, okay? Once you lose to Wales, there's no amount of wins you can reclaim from them that'll be enough to satisfy the one loss you've suffered at the Rugby World Cup, especially. So yes, it's never going to be enough, never enough satisfaction, and hopefully, following last week's good performance by the Wallabies, we're going to follow that up with a much better and bigger score this weekend over the Welsh. But hey, who knows, right? Who knows? The Wallabies hasn't been the most consistent teams in many years, so it's always going to be a question mark whether or not the Wallabies can deliver on a consistent basis. But luckily, the North Wales is not really not really in a good run at the moment. Warren Gatland is suffering currently like a 10 game losing streak, a historical losing streak run, and this one he's probably going to try to do the best he can to pull the Welsh team out of the fire. This, the Welsh Union having a lot of issues financially as well, not in a great spot to be fair, and with top talents like Reece Zammit going to play whatever the stupid sport they play in America. They're kind of, I do feel a bit of a sympathy for a lot of the Welsh fans. They are kind of like the same, but we've got the Wallabies. We've got one of the Jordan Patea, one of the top talents from Brisbane, going to NFL as well. So we're all kind of in the same boat here, and hopefully this will be a good game, and hopefully the New South Wales will prevail over the old North Wales. And with that being said, the history between the two teams has been that in recent times has been a bit even, but I think the most importantly, a lot of the Welsh fans will be very happy is the fact that Wales has won at the World Cup in recent times over the Wallabies in 2 consecutive occasions now. Between the years, Wallabies and Wales not quite, kind of like 50-50-ish at the moment. Wallabies did able to pull out a nice little 2 win in July, and that was because Warren Gatland decided to rest like 5 of his core players, which I thought was stupid because, it's like your team hasn't really been firing all cylinders. Why are you resting your key players? They're not nearly the level you need them to be considering resting them and build towards the future. They still need a lot of work. So I thought that was strategically a really arrogant move by Warren Gatland, and probably maybe underestimating the Wallabies a little bit there, and wasn't a good smart move. So and he kind of starting to show they haven't developed at all since July, because your core players that's left at home are leading to a loss to Fiji over the weekend, a game that I think a lot of the Welsh fans probably didn't think that they would lose that one, especially at home for the first time ever in history outside of the Rugby World Cup, and also at home. Wales has lost to Fiji last week. So, yeah, Warren Gatland, there was some talks about him potentially getting fired. At this point, it's kind of like there's such a big mess. Who are you going to even bring in to fix this problem? Get Eddie Jones back? I don't know, but it's just like, it's a bit of a tough spot. And I do think that in July, Warren Gatland not capitalizing that opportunity to build on his squad and leaving core players at home was an absolute brain fart there from his team, strategically speaking. Wales, losses in a row. Barbarians don't count because it's a bit of a fun game. 10 test matches lost in a row. Looking at 11 this week against the Wallabies, and it's not a good time to be a Welsh rugby fan. The Wallabies has been on and off a bit after beating Wales in a nice July series. Really struggled against the tier 1 powerhouses in the Rugby Championship. Only 1 win, a very kind of lucky win, I think it was, against Argentina, 20 points to 19. Was building towards a bit more consistency against the All Blacks at the end in the in the Bledisloe Cup, and then the big win last week against England was quite a satisfying improvement that a lot of the Wallabies fans has been waiting to see for a very, very long time now. For the referee on the weekend is Mr. James Dolman, and it's a little bit funny because as soon as I googled him, one of the pictures that came up is this, and that is my thumbnail on a like 5-year-old video on James Dolman. So, but my opinion has changed from James Dolman since then. He's a lot better back then. I thought it was very trigger happy. Was almost giving away penalties with the wrong laws that's being interpreted in a sense. At that time when I made this video, he's much better than that now. He's more clinical. He's more logical. Back then, he was just like anything that could have been interpreted as a penalty, he would have given a penalty. So he was not nearly as bad as he was when I made this video. And James Dolman has definitely developed a lot over the last few years, becoming a proper test referee. He is a Kiwi, so the interpretations of his game is more towards a southerner style. I think that will benefit the Wallabies a little bit, so he might be a little bit more lenient in some of the areas that the northerner referees would have been more strictly adhered to. The weather on the weekend is going to be at Cardiff on Sunday. It's going to be raining. They do have a roof. They probably can close that unless it's jammed, and then they're going to leave a gap in the middle. But that's, who knows, right? The Welsh Rugby Union, they're running out of money. They might not be able to have money to even repair that, but still, it's going to be fine. The roof will be open for this massive match between the top two teams in Wales. Top two teams in Wales. So yes, these are the players who are going to be playing this weekend. The Wallabies made a few changes. In fact, this Wallabies side, I actually thought initially this would have been something look like this against England. I was surprised at some of the selections against England, especially with Swatli starting. Swali is on the bench this weekend, something that I was actually expecting last week. Samuel Karevi is back at 12, more of a conservative setup for the Wallabies, and we'll have to see how this is going to go. In my opinion, this is probably a better setup, other than Tongan Thor. Other than having Tongan Thor starting, he's getting a break at 3. I thought this is probably like an overall bit better setup than last week against England, to be really frank with you. But yes, so yeah, let's have a look at the players who have been given opportunity to play for the Welsh. Gareth Thomas coming in number 1 once again. Lewis Lake number 2, and Archie Griffin the front rowers. Angus Bell coming number 1 for the Wallabies. Matt Fazzler number 2. Hooker and Alan Alatoa comes in number 3. Angus Bell was absolutely spectacular last week. The carry game, the running game was tremendous, and I'm so happy that he plays for the Wallabies. And yes, Angus Bell is so very, very, very good. Coming in at number 4, Will Rowlands. Again, he's been away in France. And I'm not 100% sure about his availability in July. I really felt they probably should have had him in. Same with Adam Beard. Did not play in July. Again, you can see that they were a little bit clunky last week and against Fiji. The consistency wasn't there between the players. I think that, we'll have to see if they're going to build a bit more smoothness in their combinations this week. Nick Frost gets number 4 jersey for the Wallabies, and the big return, Willie Skilton. Big Willie Skilton, a former New South Wales Waratahs player, comes in number 5, and really, really good to see him back, just bringing that size. I love it when Big Willie shows up to play. Number 6, James Botham for Wales. Number 7, Jack Morgan. And finally, Aaron Wainwright finishing off at number 8. For the Wallabies, Seru Uru gets the nod at number 6. Fraser McRae, tremendous again last week, comes in number 7. And Rob Valentini returns to the number 8 jersey, taking that from Harry Wilson. So Seru Uru gets a shot here. Uru had been absolutely spectacular for the Reds for many years. And more exposure to Test rugby is a big nod for his efforts he's been putting over the years. Coming in number 9 for Wales, Ellis Bevan. Then there was a bit of an injury to Thomas Williams. Gareth Anscombe. Oh boy, he was the one that destroyed the Wallabies at the Rugby World Cup. So hopefully we beat the Welsh a big margin this week. Just to show Anscombe that was a fluke. Oh my goodness, Anscombe was good. And but his performance last week was not nearly as flashy. Again, consistency issues between him. He has been injured for a while, and some of the players as well. So yeah, we'll have to see if they're going to improve on that. Nick White gets the not a number 9 jersey this week, and ahead of what's his name? Ahead of the Waratahs guy, and what was his name? Anyway, I can never remember people's names when I'm recording. As soon as I turn the camera off, I'll remember his name. Anyway, Nolo Siu gets in at a 10. Max Jorgensen, the match winner last week, gets a not to start at number 11. Blair Murray comes in number 11 for Wales. Number 12, Ben Thomas. Number 13, Max Llewellyn for Wales. Number 12, Samuel Karevi returns the powerhouse. I thought he was going to start last week, and we'll have to see if he still got it. If he still got it, he was once really, really good. The guy that brought it to the mighty Springboks a few years back. I'll still remember his magnificent performance. And Sam with Len Ikitau back to the 13 jersey was really, really good last week. Working with Swali'i. I think Len Ikitau setting up that final try showed the tremendous amount of talent that this guy has got, and the versatility as well to be able to play out of 2 different positions. I guess 12, 13, pretty much very similar, but still showed that versatility there as well, and just raw talent. Number 14, Tom Rogers for Wales, and for the Wallabies, Andrew Callaway, again, one of the try scorers, crucial for the Wallabies win last week, comes in number 14. And finally, number 15, Cameron Winnett for Wales, and Tom Wright was also excellent last week against England. In the substitutes, Ryan Elias comes in at number 15 for Wales. Nick Smith, number 17, and Kieran Aserati, number 18, to finish off the reserve props for the Welsh. Number 16 for the Wallabies, Brendan Paenga Mosa. Number 17, the veteran Jem Slipper, and number 18, Zan Nongo. The Queenslander gets another shot. Zan Nongo and Jem Slipper went to the same school, but yeah, I think when James was in school, Zan Nongo was just just getting born. So the gap. When James Slipper went to TSS, the Southpaw school, Zan Nongo was literally just getting born. Was being born. But played next to his dad, guys. Zan Nongo, he's driven the TSS combination right here. At number 18, Chris Tuinsa for Wales. Number 18, Tommy Raphael. Number 19 for the Wallabies, Lukam Salakai Loto, really good coming off the bench. And Langi Gleeson bringing that power game off the bench as well. Number 20 for the Wallabies. Number 21, Rodri Williams for Wales. Wallabies, Tate McDermott, number 21. Number 22, Sam Costello for Wales. Ben Donaldson, 22 for the Wallabies. And finally, number 23, Eddie James for Wales, a centre. Again, this is kind of like the big raw youth talent battling off a little bit here. Number 22 years of age, Eddie James. I had a look at this guy. He's absolutely massive. 110 kilograms. I had to look him up. He's actually just an absolute beast. At 22 years of age, 193 centimeters tall. He's just incredible talent, potentially coming through for the Welsh team. And Swali'i on the bench, number 23. It's 21 years of age, 196 centimeters, and 98 kilograms. So yeah, that's the lineup. I do think that the Wallabies have the edge over the Welsh this weekend. I think the consistency will improve for the Welsh, but I think the Wallabies will win this one. Probably just by a small margin, maybe just a small score. I would say 40 points to 12 for the Wallabies. So yeah, that's my prediction. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the review. Cheers.